Welcome to Jody's Corner. We are live, and this is the after show to freaking Last of Us episode 3. What episode that was, guys. Holy shit.
The Last of Us or the Best of Us, Jody?
God dang. Sound Awards in the building. E-Man Homophobe is here.
What's that? What it do? And
the Discord team is here. Shout out to the Discord team. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody on Discord and on Patreon. We just got out of the watch party. Join the Patreon if you want access to that uncut hour and a half long reaction.
Epic reaction.
We're at this time just completely just blown away, man. Yo, listen, man. I didn't think that they were going to actually be able to make a better episode than episode 2, but this episode was better than episode 2. This is the best episode of the season. This show has officially got me. It's got benefit of the doubt. I'm on board. Yo, I'm not doubting this show no more. Every week I'm coming expecting greatness. I'm coming ready to see the next chapter of the amazing story that is The Last of Us put onto HBO. I was wrong for being doubtful, not thinking it could be better than episode 2. I just saw a beautiful love story between two men, and I love that shit. I loved it. I absolutely loved it, guys. What do you guys feel, man? Shout out to y'all in the chat, the live stream, dude, niggas watching us. Bro, this was the gayest episode of TV that I've probably ever seen, bro. But I ain't even mad at it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
How you feel about the shit, Sad?
It was done well.
Are you a gay man?
I am not a gay man. I am a proud straight man.
All right.
And I seen love on the screen, brother. I understand. What TV, the real purpose of this story writing and storytelling is to educate people. And the way you educate them is by inviting them in and making quality conversation, quality content, not shoving points in their face and saying you're wrong because you feel this way. I think a lot of people will get educated on this show, and a lot of people's heart will melt. I think that the crazy part is that HBO crossed me over on this show, and I don't mean cross me over to I mean
Allen
NBA,
Iverson 96 on Jordan.
Broke my ankles, man. I thought it was gonna go this way, and they went left and slam dunked on me, man. It was crazy.
Hey, I gotta admit, when I saw the gay guy in the hole, I'm like, when I saw that, I was like, they gay, bro. When I saw that kiss, I was like, here they go with this shit. LGBTQ agenda shit just to put into the motherfucking show, even though it was in the game, but they added stuff to it. And I'm like, God dang, what you gonna do with, man? I'm like, man, what they doing? Then I was like,
Jody.
Then I was like, oh. Then I'm like, oh. Then I'm just glued to this shit.
I be on my metaphorical when the flowers be dying and the leaves be turning. Like, they make that stuff
I gotta
on purpose.
say, bro, I was mad as shit when you be going ahead too much sometimes, bro, ruining scenes.
That's Jody. How come that's Jody Domus when you do it?
No, I don't do it while we watching it. I don't do it while you watching. You said they gonna show them in the bed laying together. Fuck.
I felt it.
Nigga, so did I, but I didn't want it to be out there until we actually saw it.
Well, why react on the air if you're not going to react? They don't want to see me like this.
You didn't react to nothing because it didn't show him in the bed.
That's my reaction.
It didn't show him in the bed.
It did show him in the bed.
No, it didn't. That's the one thing they didn't show. They showed him through the window.
So him being in the hole was metaphoric for him being in his hole later on.
What's that got to do with anything I just said?
I saw that. I didn't yell that one out.
I'm talking about when they ended up at the end of the episode in the bed together.
Yes.
Finality.
Yes.
They didn't show it.
No, they didn't show that.
Yeah, but you said that. You was like, it's going to show them both in the bed dead. I was like, fuck, man, don't take that from me.
Oh.
Yeah. Not in the bed when it was bumping uglies.
Oh, yeah, when they was...
There was plenty of that, bro. There was plenty of burly chest hair.
When they were pube to pube.
Pube to pube, sword fighting, sword swallowing. Anything you could think of with a sword was done in this episode. Chest hair, salt and pepper, gray chest hair. Beards rubbing and touching. Just the gruff of it all with just the manliness. Just two cowboys having butt sex. Cowboy butt sex. It was deep in this movie, bro. When he got on top like he was about to ride, I was like, man, god dang. Meat is
Jody,
definitely
easy,
touching.
Bro.
Huh? Meat is definitely touching A lot of meat was touching in this episode, bro.
Sword
Meat
fight.
on meat action,
Sword fight going on under the sheets.
bro. So I'm like, God, I just love how he was this single, burly man's man out here taking bolt cutters, undoing the electric, going down there and hiding in the back, ready to shoot motherfuckers, bro. Got straps, got heat, got guns, got fortitude, got security cameras, got booby traps. This is a man's man. Only to find out, Paul Bunyan showed up.
He was a man's man. He became
He was a man's man. He was a man's man.
And this is what I say when I mean there is a difference between being a fairy and being a guy who happens to like dick. There's two different kinds of gay.
And she's absolutely right, man.
And yes, I woke up in time for the episode. Thank you, everybody, for
So
attempting to wake my ass up.
just for the people listening, Trixie, explain to the world your definition of a fairy and a gay man.
I don't even use that word. But
Okay,
go
so
ahead, Trixie.
I have to make it clear that I actually have a lot of gay friends as well. And a lot of my gay friends do not like gay people. So the fairies are what we refer to as the ones who are very flamboyant, very in your face, very la-di-da, look at me, I'm gay, ha! And then you have a couple of camp guys who, until they're drunk and Tina Turner comes on, you're not going to know. And then you have the guys who, they go to the gym, they do welding for jobs, and they just happen to like a bit of dick. There are different kinds of gay.
Or a lot.
And no one likes the flamboyance but the flamboyance.
You know what? I'm not going to take the discussion someplace else, but I disagree with you there a little bit, Trixie. We'll get into that later.
I agree with her because I got
No,
a gay,
that's
I
fine,
got a gay
Dan,
friend
that's fine, but
the
that's in
exact
my
same thing.
experience.
Yeah, I got a gay friend who's a man, like a man who doesn't like the fairy. Hey, gay. Like
I got flamboyant gay friends that are video gamers that are fun as hell to be around.
They all are fun to be around.
And that's why people are attracted to them. And I think some of your welding repressed friends might be a little jealous because they don't get enough attention. That's what I might think, Trixie.
That's
One
bullshit.
might
Maybe
say.
you're
They're
probably
the
right.
reason why they're doing
Maybe
this
you're
for
probably
attention.
right, but you got to remember, honey, I'm in the UK as well, so it's a slightly different over here too.
No, I've been there. You're not talking to. I'm not a passport brother, but I got stamps all over my passport. I've been to the UK for plenty of. Since '93, I've been to the UK. So I get
then
it.
you know, that's fine, baby, that's fine.
I get it.
Well, I think there's a difference between a gay and a flamboyant gay. Obviously, one seeks attention, and the other one just wants to plug butt. Based off what I've seen in the limited amount of gay friends that I have, plus with Trixie's attesting. But you think that the gay gays are jealous of the fairy gays, of the flamboyant gays?
I just think
no.
I just think they might. I'm not saying they. I think there is some hating involved because a lot of them are still repressed. A lot of them are still
Not out here, bro.
not out here in California. But as far as the bar you work out is a straight bar, right, Trixie? But if you worked at a gay bar, you might feel differently. But they're not there. They're at your bar to escape all of that. So you deal with bears. There's different types
There's
of
more
every
straight
people.
guys in our gay bars over here, to be fair. I mean, what I mean by they don't like the flamboyance is they don't like, do you have to be in your face with it all the time? Do you know what I mean? There's a time and a
Right,
place
but
to
there's
be wearing
conservative-
butterfly wings and running around the place.
See, we're gonna go. I'll try to reel it in.
Look, we're
But
off
there
topic,
are
we're off
black.
topic.
There are
Get back to the show,
conservative
we're off
black
topic.
people. There are conservative black people, and then there's other black people like Cameron.
Gay, it's all good.
There's other black people like Cameron. Or my phone went out when you did whatever you did. My mic went out just now when you stepped on.
Is it back?
No, it's going. Hello. Nah. It's back.
I can hear you. I don't know
good now?
about anyone
Yeah,
else.
it's back.
I can hear.
You Gucci?
So yeah, I just think it's a different style of person in general, regardless of whether they're gay or not. I think it's a different style of person, and depending on what you're into and where you was raised. I think the boldness of some of the guys that you might find in Atlanta could be irritating to some and fun to others. They're the ones that invented voguing, the ball scene, house scene, took fashion to another level. Those welding dudes you do ain't making trailblazing in the lines of fashion and art. No, it's the gay dudes that are.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with you.
So
honey.
so they
I
add
agree,
something
but
to
what I mean is
society.
that's
Don't
in the UK,
write
that's
them
the
off.
categories for you.
Say it again. But you have all the French
I said, no, I know,
designers.
I agree with that.
You
I
got
just
the
mean
Karl
that in the
Lagerfeld.
UK,
You got
that's
the
the
Karl
categories that we use.
Lagerfeld. You got Karl Lagerfeld. You have Pierre Cardin. You have Givenchy. You have all those, the Steven Sprouses of the world. A lot of these designers are in Europe making big moves as far as pushing forward, thinking forward.
And
So
they talk like this,
Oh,
dog.
yeah,
so
of course.
so when you have an artist,
I said I completely
so
agree.
you
I was
so
just saying,
you have
in my
artists.
experience in the UK, that's the labels we use, darling. That's all.
Okay,
Sound like
okay,
RuPaul when you
cool.
did that
All right,
shit.
bet.
Hey, they both hop on
Let's
cock. It's
get
all the
back
same
to
to
it. Let's
me.
get back
Back to
to it.
topic.
Let's
Back
get
to
back to it.
topic.
Yeah, but so I would say that it's a great conversation to have. I don't think it was derailed because what we're doing is us as three heterosexual men are sitting here on these couches talking about the opposite, the other side of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And I
right,
think
right,
it's
right.
healthy. It's healthy dialogue because what we're doing is we have been exposed to gay relationship that we thought was beautiful, bro.
Tight.
I got emotional. We all got emotional.
And that's what they wanted to
besides
do.
him, I mean, you're an outwardly homophobe.
Yes.
I just want that to be clear. And he's my friend. It's the homie. So he could feel the way he feel. Y'all can feel the way y'all feel. The only thing is that we just respect each other and just keep it that way. He ain't throwing hate at nobody. He just don't ride with the shit.
I just
you know
don't.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not hating on nobody. You
Yeah.
do what you do, your personal business. But I just don't get down like that. I don't.
Yeah, and none of us get down like that. But
I'm just saying, yeah.
Yours just a little bit further.
Yeah.
But this episode did a really good job. So here's this burly man, this manly man, motherfucker, and then we realized, man, he was so desperate for human
Contact.
He said, you know what, you ain't got no puss, but hey, you got a meat stick, bring it. You got a hole in the stick, bring it. I'll take the stick. You got a hole. So he was just like frigate. The human relationship, bro, and they fleshed it out really well. That ending was really tough, man. The planet. So
Yeah, I think if they'd shown them dead in the bed at the end, that would have ruined everything. You needed to kind of just see the window be open, I think.
Nah, if they showed them dead in the bed at the end, cuddling each other, I would have balled out. That would have really wrecked my shit.
I thought they was gonna do a wide shot.
It looked like that. It looked like that's what they
if
were
it was
doing.
me,
It looked like that's what
I
they
would have
were
did a top-down wide shot of the bed, zooming out slowly of them together like that, and then I would have went blank and ended the whole episode off that shot.
Bro.
I think it depends on how much time has gone since they died, though, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? So you don't want to be too grim with it, and you also you want to have that picture. We can imagine that they'd be cuddled up, spooning in bed, dying together. That's the heart bit that we haven't seen them decayed like that. We just know that that's how they went out. That's the beauty of it, I think.
There would not have been bones in that bed, Walker, because it wasn't that long between the time that they took that medicine and the time Joel walked through that door. We saw the plate of food there, and it wasn't that rotten. And it was just light dust on the table. I think a few days went by, or maybe a week or so.
That's a good question because she gave us the date. She said August 2023, and I don't know when the series is. I don't know what year we're in now or what month we're in. I felt like a few months had passed.
The plates of the freaking glasses and the wine glasses were not aged
Dusty.
over. They were dusty, but it wasn't aged over. That plate of food was right there, dog. That plate of food let me know that time has not gone by that far.
The flowers were dead as shit though, so I mean he just was.
But flowers will die in 2 weeks.
They'll die in less than 2 weeks. Yeah,
Flowers can die in like 3 days flat, darling.
Yeah. So.
But at the end of that episode, when they were in the bunker and Joe was going through supplies, he said that radio brought. She was like, "Why is the music playing?" He said when shit goes wrong, he had it auto set up. That music will start playing if
80s.
something was wrong, if he didn't come to reset it. And that music started playing in the first episode when they left the QZ zone.
So it had to be since they
Was
left.
it was just his playlist.
No, but what she's saying is, unless he resets it, that's why the 80s music was playing. So when they were fighting for the car battery 3 weeks ago, that's probably when this took place.
Whenever we came on the radio,
I still don't understand how you can measure time with that.
Ellie's journey started, that's when they died.
I still don't see how that's a measurement of time.
Because he would have been playing something else.
He has to manually set that timer that the radio doesn't come on.
What's the
when
time?
they were leaving the QZ zone, that's when the radio came on. He
Playing
has
the
to
80s.
manually reset it so that it don't play. And it played 80s music, which means trouble.
Where's the measurement of time?
They established that in the first episode.
I know, but where's the measurement of time?
So because
how long went in a month, a week? That's when he has to come and reset
It's been
it.
how many days have he's been traveling with Ellie?
I don't know how many days have you traveling with Ellie?
you want a week?
Who does?
I mean, they found out she was infected that night. Then they watched her sleep until morning, and then Tess got bit that evening. And then they walked how many miles before they got to that
5.
place
10
where
miles. 10 miles halfway to Boston. 10 miles out of Boston. And then they said it was a 5-hour hike up the hill.
over maybe the course of 3 to 4 days. If I'm doing, if math
All
is
right.
math.
You can
And
walk a mile
makes
in about
that
40
lines up
minutes.
with what I'm saying, maybe. But anywhere between 2 to 3 days and a week and a half, my nigga, the bodies was in that bed, bro. They wasn't all the way decomposed. So
No,
I
they're
agree.
just
No,
in
y'all
that
are
bloating
saying the
stage, I
same
reckon.
thing. She's just saying that's how she measured it. She's not disagreeing. She's just saying that's how she measured it.
Okay, yeah. Because you got to go off, like, we got to put it together ourselves, I guess. Yeah. But I know it wasn't that long because that plate of food wasn't.
It had a little bit of fuzz on it, but
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Bro,
It
you
was-
leave greens on the stove, by day 3, it's all fuzzed out.
Yeah, that's facts.
In 3 days, food will get the fuzz mold.
You left it on the stove, E-Man? How you knew that?
Yeah, we left on the stove before. And that shit just was
Sometimes you just.
like, damn.
Them greens, bro.
With the
Yeah,
bodies,
it's
though?
like, damn.
That'll happen in a Tesla if y'all leave the window sealed all the way up. The
Throw that
moisture
shit
in
out
there
and
will
make
do
another
that.
batch.
I've seen a Tesla with the seats all corroded.
True, bro.
You said a
I don't
Tesla?
think that's true.
Yeah, because
I
the
don't think
seats are
that's true.
vegan leather.
Are you serious?
It's on the internet from when they had their flood in Florida.
Wow.
So here they are. They got this battery. They got the truck, and we're on to the next adventure. The ending was good. I think it was kind of. Do you think it was kind of like, I don't know? This episode was great, but the men who came to attack the fence, I feel like that was kind of just like jarred in there, right? Joe mentioned like people are gonna come and they're gonna come in the night, and they're gonna have guns. I mean, why'd they have to come?
It was just like a fall in. It was just literally
You know
like a
what
fall
I'm saying?
in.
Like nothing triggered
It's
them
like
to
right
come.
after he said
Because
that.
had it not happened, I think we would have said it dragged. Remember?
I don't think so at all, dog. Like, all right, here's one thing for sure. Hey, let's talk about it, my nigga. Why did he get shot in the stomach? Do you blame the boyfriend for coming out and screaming his name? Or is it that nigga's fault for standing in the middle of an open street while people are shooting at him?
It's the boyfriend.
I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna say it right now. That's all the way his fault. Because first off,
By
if
him,
I'm a
who you
nigga
talking
and
about
I
his
see
fault?
people shooting at me,
Wait, Lottie,
I'ma take some
who's
cover.
him? Who's him? Who's he? Who you talking about? There's
There's
two
two
he's here.
hims.
These niggas is gay. These are men. Which man are you talking about?
The one with the beard?
Yeah.
the one with
Talking
the,
about Bill.
the one with the chest hair? The one with the plaid shirt?
Technically,
The one that was
guy.
shooting.
The one with the cowboy
The one that was
jeans?
shooting with the sniper rifle.
Okay.
For sure. There we go. Got you, bro. Got you.
Because first off, if I'm shooting anybody, I'm shooting from cover. not
Take
shooting
cover.
in the
Like
open.
what? Like I thought you
My
know
life.
what you're talking about. I
He
thought
was
you were a
doing
QAnon
fine
motherfucker.
by him by himself, and then as soon as he
was
said,
offing him,
as soon
though.
as he said,
And
something,
you
he
gotta
turned
admit,
Regardless if
around.
I'm
He
offing
got
a nigga,
shot.
I'm offing a nigga from cover.
From
Bro,
cover. From
he
cover.
he had everything going on right until he said his name. That's
No,
how
he
got
didn't
shot.
have. He didn't have everything going on right because he was in the middle of the street with a rifle.
He turned around. That's how he got shot.
Sniping them niggas.
I know what you saw,
Hey,
but
he-
eventually he would have still gotten shot.
Nah, he knew what
He would have got
Cap.
shot.
Yeah, he was. He
Cap.
left himself
Nigga, are y'all
exposed.
serious?
Cap, my nigga. He was
Nigga,
off
alright,
with
let me
it.
say, let me
He
ask
was
this, let me
on
ask
fire,
this, let me ask
bro.
this.
It was
Let me
gonna
ask this,
die.
no, let me ask
He
this.
was killing
Let
them.
me ask
And he
That
was
was
gonna run in the house by then.
Let me
He
ask-
was gonna,
no, no,
let
let me ask
by
this.
then.
Them fools was
Gunfights
burning the
and
fuck
shit.
up,
I'm gonna
bro.
ask.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I'm
when
gonna
that bullet
ask.
was still coming.
If you're taken behind cover and you're standing out in the middle of the open, which target? What's gonna be an easier target for me to shoot at? The one that's behind cover or the one that's in the middle of the damn street?
Get this hillbilly in the
If I
middle of
got
the street
that
with a
aim
white
like that,
beard.
my nigga, we
He
ain't gotta
would
worry
not
about
be
Hey,
the
regardless,
first.
it don't take that much to shoot a nigga that's in the
Regardless,
open.
bro.
Listen, he
Them
would.
fools couldn't see
Always aim where
shit,
they're
bro.
gonna
They
be,
was
not where
burning
they
the
are.
fuck up. All they
You
saw
tell
was
me
fire. How you know what they could see?
clip.
What do you mean how I know what they can see? We can see
You had a point of view of the bad
The
guys trying to
lights.
get in the gate.
The
You
lights.
trash.
The lights
was bright as shit.
The lights was on them, not on him. Maybe I don't know, but he wouldn't be the first
You can
white
see
man.
where he's
He would
shooting
not
from
be
with
the
the
first
mustache.
white man to run out in his front yard with a shotgun.
Yeah,
They've been
that's
doing
facts.
that
He didn't
since
run out
the
in his front yard with a
1800s. It
shotgun.
seemed to be working out pretty good
Nah,
for
my
them
nigga.
so far.
Every
Like
time the
three of
nigga
them
ran out in his
down.
front yard with a shotgun, wasn't 20 niggas across the
These
street
niggas
shooting
ain't
at him
zombies,
either.
they shoot back.
All I know is he had 3 of them. That's all I know.
And it was only
He
6.
finished them all off.
But I
That's
tell
what
you
I'm
this,
saying.
the only
Y'all
thing
just-
he is protecting is his man. He ain't even wake him up. He went to handle his business.
Is anybody disappointed in this episode? Because Terry, he's in the chat. He says it's a disappointing episode. 5 star. Are you disappointed? Let's hear from 5 star. What's wrong? What do you like about the episode?
I feel like in the game, you see more how smart Bill is in the way he does his traps, because this man takes over a whole city. And that shit, and this, he took over a neighborhood, bro. That's trash to me. I enjoyed the backstory of Bill. That's beautiful. I enjoyed that shit a lot. But
so it's trash to you that he was able to take over a town.
He has
instead of a city,
but he didn't take over a town
and shit like that. Yeah, he did.
He didn't take over a town. The town evacuated, and he waited.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He took over the town. He ran that town. And he had traps all over the fucking town.
You gotta wipe the game. You gotta wipe the game from your mind, 5 star. It's gonna be a long season for you.
Does somebody?
But it shows how more set up he was and how more prepared he was for the situation.
If he was more prepared, would it have made it a better episode, or would we just see more Home Alone gimmicks and tricks? Like the story was still solid. Don't you agree? Or no? You want to see more booby traps?
From a note, I mean, this is all really a note that was in the game. So
you understand the game is about you.
His character wasn't.
The game is about you and your experience, but the show is about them and their experience. That's the biggest difference between the game and the show, from what I gather. Does that make sense? Because the game is about them, and the game is about you because it's your experience as a gamer. But this show is about them. Does anybody else think it took away from him by not having more booby traps?
I 100% agree with what you're saying there.
It's not the AirPods, Jody. I don't have the AirPods.
Whatever you got. Hey, my nigga, I'm gonna send you headphones. What type of headphones are you using right now, bro? What type of mic and headphone? You got a mic headphone gamer rig? Is that what's going on?
Sunoco.
No, they're connected to like an actual studio mic.
Okay, y'all can't hear them?
They're connected. Are you at a PC or a computer?
He can't hear us.
You're on a phone, right?
No.
So you're at the computer. All right. So it's either your headphones, or you just willingly.
Probably the output that's probably select on Discord.
Something's wrong because after all this time, like when we talk to you, you keep talking and you don't hear us. That's what I'm talking about. Like this.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
That's like a.
So 5 star. Why? Can you tell me again why you didn't like the shit?
Like I said,
I think you're just like a fanboy manga.
Nah, I mean,
just feel like
a lot of things that get changed
ABC,
the show.
1, 2, 3, do re mi. That's what it's like talking to you.
There's a lot of things that are changed from the show to the game, and it's.
I don't like about the show.
I
don't like about the show how it's not zombies out there like that. That's what I don't like.
Well, episode 2 had the zombies, Qui-Gon, like a mug, right? And this one was just a beautiful little pit stop, bro. We just came off a good
zombies don't seem like a threat to me right
now.
They seem weak as hell. They seem nerfed.
All I'm saying is if they keep this up, like no zombies, all that shit, then I don't know, bro. I don't know. But this writing for this episode was magnificent.
Even Walking Dead had a couple of episodes where there was no zombies, where they built on the relationships of the people, man. You can't have action 24 hours a day. The shit gets tenuous.
And that's why I had to say I just kill myself in the game.
Does anybody besides 5 star have an issue with this episode?
I've got a grade.
All right, go ahead. Is that Raiden?
Okay, so like I agree it was a beautiful episode. Yeah, it's Raiden. It's a beautiful episode. I enjoyed it, but like in the grand scheme of things, in like a 9-episode show, this episode
I feel you.
Surrounding 2 characters that are ultimately dead.
We didn't. I got you.
It's supposed to be about a relationship between Joel and Ellie, and I felt like this episode was filler.
Yes, you're absolutely right. That's a valid point. This relationship that we got between this whole episode being between these gay guys, it didn't push the story forward. We only have 9 episodes, and you could argue that this episode, if we're talking canonically, is that what they said? Canonically, if we're talking about the lead story, we deviated from that for a whole episode. And if you say you're really a big fan of Last of Us and want to see what happens, you could look at this episode and say, even though it was beautiful, it was a waste.
Yeah.
I can
This
see
shit
how
like filler essentially.
Yeah.
I can see how somebody would say that. If who doesn't appreciate what was in here.
It talked more about
the only scene that mattered in this episode in terms of pushing the plot was the final scenes where they get the battery in the truck.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
They think about them down. They think about them down the line. That still got to do with the story to me.
So Terry had a point of he had an issue with the episode. He says, and then I asked him, and then he said, I just felt like a bait and switch happened from the game to some weird gay fairy tale. And he said also, what else did he say? I think that's it. So he felt like he was bait and switched into, getting a gay story, something that he didn't sign up for. And I can understand that. Just like what we said, how it wasn't pushing it forward.
Yeah.
Maybe Terry really wanted to see some more progression in the story. I get that. I'm not mad at people who feel like, it was just... Because let's keep it a buck. This was a relationship that they could have wrapped up in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but they spent an hour and a half on it.
They pushed it more on them out of anybody else.
I'm not mad at...
They spent the whole episode, man. This shit could have been like 15 minutes.
But it was good writing, bro.
It was good.
That's
good writing.
Yeah, but it takes away from the story that we want.
If we get back to the story and this shit be trash, my nigga, I'm gonna want this back.
It would have worked better. I feel like it would have
go ahead, Ray.
worked if they were gonna do this and have it like lend itself to pushing the story forward. I feel like it would have worked better if they didn't kill Bill, and then maybe the next episode would have had Bill in it, but ultimately both characters died at the end, so this episode...
Let me ask you a question.
But that was beautiful, though. Hold on, 5-star. Sad, go ahead.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Okay, so we need to... What I think is that we have to establish what actually took place here, because as a non-gamer, me at home, seeing him not care about Ellie, first and foremost, in the middle of the episode, I said, okay, now he has a higher purpose than just this bratty little girl getting on his nerves. He also had a lot of angst towards losing his lover, Tess. Okay, so he was still angry about Tess's death, and it got us to see a little bit of backstory. Also, he got a shitload of guns. He had no guns in the first episode. One gun is not going to get him to where he needs to go. So not only did he get a vehicle, not only did he get a ton of ammo and food and supplies, which is the same questions you guys would have asked later on. He also found a purpose, and now they moved the story. He was always heading to Wyoming anyway, but now we have a reason for Ellie to go to Wyoming with him as well. So these are the things that I've thought was established in this episode through those two men. Yes, it was a pit stop.
No, you're correct.
No, I 100%. No, I agree with what he's saying 100%. Because where his relationship is with that little girl, the fact that they made you love these two gay guys who have the connection to Joel, and in that letter they actually go like, to look after Tess, and Tess is not there now. Now he has this little girl to look after. It changes his perspective of shit. That's my purpose now. I didn't get that before. And if you don't have that relationship that he can connect to, or that trigger point, you're still going to kind of be like, why the hell is he hanging around with this stupid ass little girl? He's got a truck and guns now. So you kind of needed that kind of relationship.
And what I'd like to also add is what you guys need to know is that this episode puts The Last of Us in a bigger conversation. It puts them in Oscar-nominating conversation, Emmy-nominating conversations, newspaper articles tomorrow being released all over the world, conversations everywhere in not just nerd culture, but in all social culture in general. So this will elevate. This is the episode that will get them a season 3. Regardless of all the zombies, they can kill zombies for weeks and days. This episode will get people talking, and people talking is what HBO needs right now. And that's why they put this in so long, if you want to know.
I agree.
Facts.
I agree with a lot of that.
I agree with that. 100% agree with that. You can't just be another stupid ass killing zombie show.
And guys, you guys are fans of the show, and you guys
feel that takes away from a little bit.
Would you rather that no season 3, or you rather this one episode get you more longevity? Because that's what it's going to do.
I'm being honest with you.
This gets them on The View, Entertainment Tonight, groundbreaking shit.
What they gonna do with season 3? That's the question.
That's a good point.
That's up to them, but they could. But with no, but if it just stayed within your video game,
used to gay scenes now.
I don't know if they're gonna do more gay scenes.
You can only push this shit for damn so long. Season 2 is gonna be about Ellie and damn Abby at that point. So what the hell we need to get a season 3 for?
Well, they already said season 2 is not going
If I'm working at HBO, my
game.
job as a writer is to try and get me working there as long as possible. You think I want to go back to Fox or CW or some shit?
But then guess what? Then you get a Game of Thrones problems where they start fucking shit up.
Facts.
They're not going past the source. They're already confirmed it.
What you mean? What you mean fucking shit up?
So hold on, wait. Say it again.
This was beautiful, bro.
The game director already said they're not going past the story of season 2 or game 2. Once season 2 wraps up, that's it. Whenever they make a third, eventually they'll adapt it. They're not going past the source material. They don't want to pull a Game of Thrones.
All right, so somebody says the show is different medium game. He says the show is a different medium to the game. I ain't know how many times this needs to be buzzed into the game fans. This is like when the House of the Dragon book readers were whining. So he thinks that y'all are whining and complaining and bitching and moaning because you want it to be just like the game without factoring in that this is a TV series.
My issue with the episode is Bill in the game.
Hey, bro, I know you walking off your sheet, but I need to hear from you, bro. I know I do too, but I'm gonna come to you, bro. And you got to say something about this episode, bro. You dumbed down during the reaction, bro. You was covering your eyes on the gay scenes, but now you gonna have to talk about this shit, bro. Yeah.
You don't want to see that, bro? I think that make you gay, my nigga. Keep it real.
That relationship is beautiful, bro.
Hey, you think he's so against gay that he's gay?
It was an awkward reaction. Like,
people are actually more gay than outies, but we're not going to get into that. We're going to see the episode.
Oh yeah, Nia said that the way Bill was introduced, she hated it because he was supposed to save Joel and Ellie in an epic fashion. Hey, I think I remember that part of the movie.
Yeah.
And did Ellie trip over a tripwire or something and a bomb went off?
Yeah,
someone tripped over the tripwire.
Yeah, he saved him.
I remember that.
Ellie had to try to get him down.
Yeah, I remember that shit, bro.
I just want to make it clear though that my gripe isn't a game comparison.
Fuck no.
My gripe is that if the episode for me didn't lend itself to moving the story forward, it just felt like filler to me. That was my gripe. That has nothing to do with the game. I'm not comparing it to the game. Okay, that's like five stars doing that.
Saying it's filler,
no,
does that lower the grade for you? Are you holding the filler element against the episode?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
So if you are, then you are a little bit guilty of it, Raiden. Just a little bit.
How? But I'm not saying it's not because if you didn't have. I didn't want a 1-for-1. I'm just saying. I just feel like it didn't need to be like the backstory and all that didn't need to be that long.
So let me
I didn't need the action stuff. I'm just saying it didn't need to be that long. Like an entire
relationship could have took 30 minutes.
That are dead. Like
that's what I was trying to say earlier.
If it was 30 minutes,
it was
the
fire
Bills
though.
thing doesn't add anything to the game.
It's fire, but I don't need to see it for an hour and 30 minutes, my nigga.
Well, look, I'll say this. I'll say this. Put a teardrop. There were people in the room crying. There were people at home crying, ready to cry. And on top of people being ready to cry, oh God,
bro, what the fuck, man?
Oh God, Jody is a nasty bastard.
What the hell Jody did now?
You don't even want to know.
Oh my God, Jody.
People cried, number one, and when he was stuck in the hole for the first 8 minutes, we were yelling, "Oh, he's gonna rob him! He's gonna stab him! He's gonna kill him!" I understand it being filler in the fact that it was. I wouldn't call it filler. I would call it a tangent. You know what I mean? Because it went off in a different direction. But when it's evoking emotions like fear, anxiety, or tears, I can't call that filler, rightfully. Does that make sense?
I know.
No, but what you do?
Did anybody else cry?
Yes, if it provokes an emotional response, it's not a filler.
I done cried off of fillers. I mean, I ain't gonna sit here and lie when I was looking at Bossy, the tale of Bossy, and then
this friendship
no one's saying filler can't be good.
Shit, man.
Jody, crack kills, Jody.
It's just the butt, bro.
Even butt crack.
This nigga gay, bro.
Jody, does filler evoke emotion, fear, anxiety?
Yes, it can.
Tears, filler.
Yes, it can. Absolutely.
We're not saying it don't.
So here's what I was trying to say. Sad. I'm gonna agree with Sad. Disagree with Raiden. Disagree with Lottie. Disagree with 5-star for this reason here. Lottie makes a point. You could have done it in 30 minutes. Yeah, you could have done it in 30 minutes, but would that have been enough for me to buy the fact that Joel it has now embraced the father role to Ellie. I don't think 30 minutes would have been enough to convince Joel, for me as a viewer, to convince why Joel is being father to Ellie. Because one thing that this
push
show...
it 45. I just don't need it to be an hour and 35 minutes.
So why I think that this works the way it was done was because there's a problem here. This show had an issue. And the main issue, how is Joel going to start to see Ellie as his daughter? How is Joel going to start to turn from... He was very cold on Ellie up to this point. What are they going to show me? What story are they going to tell to make Joel soften himself to being likened to Ellie? And I don't care if this episode was 2 hours. They organically done it in a way that I buy it, and it's going to lead us into the future with episodes showing the emotional connection between Joel and Ellie. And if that means an hour and a half of this, 2 hours, 45 minutes, whatever it be, then so be it. Because I think it succeeded in doing so.
I don't understand how this contributes to their relationship.
The letter.
It's not like Joel and Ellie watched Bill and
the letter.
And his lover
I don't like you. Men like you. Yeah. I don't like you, but I respect you.
Yes.
Men like you and me, we need a purpose. And I found out he was my purpose. This is why they read that letter. All this was just to give us the letter.
It was the letter.
That would have been a scene in the game. That letter would have been a scene in the game.
That letter is what
made
Joel
saying.
And Ellie.
But here's the thing. This is what Jody said when he said I can easily show them dying in bed together. All we needed, because I remember this when I was playing that damn game called The Walking Dead.
When
they showed that little boy in the attic, that got me a little upset. That got me a little damn sad.
Do you know Tess cared about her? Tess cared about her. Pedro never cared about her. He still doesn't care about her. Tess was the only reason that they were taking that little girl. He was against it from day one. Yeah, Today was his change of heart, and without that letter, there would be no change of heart.
But you can add the letter.
You can have the letter without having it.
But it wouldn't mean anything.
No, y'all missing out. Y'all missing it. You need that story for it to mean something. What'd you say, Z-Shot?
I said the letter means less if we don't get what we did.
Yes.
From Bill and
yes.
Yeah, I mean.
But you can even make it more if you just show the bodies holding hands together. Okay. Shit.
I'm just trying to think of.
Man. I'm starting to think Lottie a hater, my nigga. That's what I'm starting to think. You a hater, Lottie.
Oh no.
You mad because it showed too much gay, my nigga? Keep that shit a buck.
Nah, not it. That's far from that.
Well, let's talk about E-Man because I know he's mad that it showed too much gay.
I used to watch True Blood. So
pass me a red.
So E-Man,
right.
So E-Man, you had an issue with this being a gay episode. You were covering your eyes on every scene that was sexually explicit of homosexuality,
right?
And you missed a lot of this episode just by covering your eyes so much, bro. So now that the episode is over, what is your feeling towards their relationship and this episode in general?
Thank you, Ray.
I was never. I'm never going to feel any movie, any show about gay. The men are having sex with men.
So the episode that you saw, you didn't feel nothing.
No.
You didn't feel the love between them.
No, I felt mostly what I felt was like his change. I like that he changed. I was feeling the fact that, like I said, him being intelligent, him making things happen, him being the generator, him getting the parts, him getting all that.
You like when he was a straight man.
Right. But
then he became gay.
Not just that though. I like the fact that
he was still doing all those things as a gay man, you know. When he was in a relationship with him, they were still building up the place, building shit, had guns. He was still killing nigga, but he was just, you know.
I'm just
they
not
fixed
with
that boutique too.
I'm just not with the.
That sus made him stronger. He had something to live for.
Yeah, that wasn't sus though.
He was lonely. You never been lonely, E-Man?
Hey man, that don't
Serge says you're gay as freak.
I'm not gay.
Ishtar said you gay.
Yeah. I'm not gay.
Hey, bro, you're not comfortable with your sexuality, bro. You can't see something like that and be like, oh, no,
I'm fully comfortable with my sexuality, bro. I'm not.
Because I can touch you like this, you get funny. Look at you getting funny.
No, because I know how you get down,
bro. If you're
bro.
comfortable with your sexuality, you wouldn't mind me touching you like this.
Man, I know how you get down, bro.
How do I get down?
You gay, my nigga.
How am I gay?
I like to do weird shit. You like to do weird shit, bro, that I don't.
You call it weird. You think this is weird. This is your problem. You think this is weird.
Why are you touching me in the first place?
Why can't I touch you? You're my friend.
We are friends, but you ain't got to rub on me.
I'm just holding your arm like this, bro.
All right, bro. That's good. Stop looking at me like that.
Like what? It's crazy, bro. So I'm comfortable with my sexuality. I don't mind seeing. I think sad is. relatively comfortable with his.
Semi.
He has a little bit of an issue with the sus. You know what I'm saying? He runs from it. You know, but I'm just
I like the fact that we get Joel and Tess. You know,
but Joel and Tess wasn't really in this episode. This episode was mostly the gay couple, and I want to understand what is your taking from that. What do you take away from the gay couple in this freaking show? Nothing? Something? Do you feel like that was just a waste of time?
I feel like it was a waste of time on that note. Yes.
So
damn. I don't think that.
There was a lot of things that came full circle. So all of those things that came full circle because of their relationship together.
I mean, y'all said it was in a game, so I get it, but
no, not all that was in the game. But keep going. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I see. Like I said, y'all said that was in a game, and you know, I guess that's what it was supposed to be about. But I mean, personally, I wasn't feeling that.
So if this came up in the video game, you would put the game down and never come back. Is this the point in the game where you
out the window?
Oh, shoot. You would throw the game out the window.
Yes.
Careful, Ned. Oh,
okay. All right.
This is not my. I'm just saying.
It's your problem. You have the right. He has his right.
I don't mean like I'm not here. I'm not here to offend anybody or disrespect anybody.
Definitely.
I just don't get down like that.
Definitely. You have to respect his position of not liking you freaking homos.
I just don't get down.
He has to respect the fact that you are homos.
So hold on. Question. E, if it was two women, would you feel the same way?
I'm not gonna answer if you call me E. Anybody call me E, I'm not answering you.
E-man. If it was two women, will you have an issue with it?
Would I have an issue with two women?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so he fair on both sides. All right, never mind.
It's funny
that you ripping your neck
However,
just gay scenes in general make a lot of people uncomfortable, even with them not having any right issues or whatnot. So just let it go.
You may do. I know.
Hold on. I want to ask E-man a question.
Hold on. Before you ask him a question, I gotta go to niggas who got cameras on this bitch. What's up, Rob? How you doing, bro? What's up, my nigga Rob? You looking cute right now, G.
Sexy.
Hey
Rob, how'd you feel about the episode, my G?
Mace.
Like Raiden and Lottie said, it was filler to me.
Damn.
He said it was filler too. Hey, did the gay scenes make you uncomfortable? Too. Hey, did the gay scenes? Oh, they did make him uncomfortable. Okay, so, and you being uncomfortable in the gay scenes, do you think that does that make you look at the show with less enthusiasm? Or what?
No, it's just an episode that happened. Now, if it goes on, then
yeah,
I'm out.
Hey, feel free to speak your mind, bro. Man, you can say how you feel on Jody's corner, baby. Ain't nobody gonna you good,
no
bro.
Judgment here, bro. No
yeah,
judgment.
None here, homie. All right, so.
Personally, I don't rock that way, but.
Yeah, I don't rock that way either, bro. A lot of us don't rock that way. Did you appreciate the relationship, or was it hard to? All right, as a straight man, right? As a straight man that you are, was it hard for you to see the love that they had for one another because they were gay?
No.
And that's the difference between him and you.
Yeah. Hey.
All right. See,
hey,
I appreciate that.
You see that? I can't knock somebody else to feel what they feel, bro. Personally, I'm my own man. I don't condone like that's just my thing.
I feel you.
Anybody who if you choose to be with a man, if you choose to be with another man, and you choose to be with a woman, that's you. That's your personal preference, bro. Me personally, I just don't get down like that.
Here's what I'll say. I'll say something too. I'm gonna say something too. Some of you gay motherfuckers need to stop being so goddamn gay. And what I mean by y'all soft, weak, and weird. Y'all want equality? Y'all need to act like regular people. We can roast you just like we roast straight people. You understand? So if we say some shit about gay people, it's the same thing as saying something about fat people, black people, Mexicans. That's what true equality is. And it's the ones that get offended and be like, what's the problem? Oh my God. Those are the ones that are causing this uncomfortable feeling between the sexes. You need to understand, if you really, really, truly want equality, I should be able to call you a weird cocksucker. Just like I could call him a weird freaking douchebag prick homophobe. That's what true equality is. We should be able to speak to each other without worrying about the boundaries or being canceled. Because if I see you as equal, I could talk to you as an equal. I shouldn't have to tiptoe around conversations around gay people because I'm worried about offending them. That's not what equality is. Understand, that's what true equality is.
Yeah.
True equality does not make you accept an exception from jokes.
I feel a lot of them feel that way probably because that they've been getting tormented their whole life, and they feel like basically that anything they hear is always an attack mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's those ones.
They can say
it's
it to the
those
next
ones.
person, but they can't say it
They're
to
the ones that are making it hard. The ones that get super offended are the ones making it uncomfortable, man. You need to just be okay with letting. You need to be okay sometime with a motherfucker with a freaking 25 Michael Jackson curl on say he don't like, being around the gay shit, bro. You need to be okay with that. Just to understand that some of us are coming from different places in life. And that's how we get it done. That's all I'm saying, man. So,
yeah, how you cannot see that shit though, and like, yo,
nah,
yo,
but the way
I just cut this shit
E-Man,
off.
bro. I'm not E-Man.
Yeah.
God damn, nigga. You niggas can't say E-Man.
But you look like E, though.
You do look like E.
Check this out, bro.
Nah, the way E-Man acted,
E-Man dead in that. E is dead in that ground, bro. He is dead in that hole, bro.
Oh, in that hole.
Yeah, he buried in that hole.
Different, bro.
He was tight though, bro.
Yeah, no, fuck
He
y'all
was a
with that shit,
legend
bro.
out here.
Yeah, E is dead, bro. That's why he dead. Y'all niggas.
Yeah, y'all twins out here.
Y'all killed him.
Hey,
Y'all act
E-Man,
the damn same. Y'all think the same. Y'all act
y'all the
I
same.
mean,
Y'all
sound
both
the same.
I believe
Y'all
we've
both
had
don't
an
like the
E-Man
gay shit.
conversation every episode.
Hey,
E-Man is
I
Jekyll and Hyde,
I
bro.
respect you, E-Man.
I appreciate that.
We all respect you.
Bullshit.
What the
If E-Man
fuck?
was Team Sus, I would feel he's a different
All right,
person.
some of us may not have respect for you.
Okay, so besides
Oh,
5-star, we liked the episode. I loved this episode. Best episode of the series. God dang.
Did y'all like that the dude?
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me ask you
Curated the
my
radio
question
situation
before I
though.
forget.
That was
What
crazy
happened?
to me.
Best episode?
I was amazed by. He was the one that came up with the radio with the, with the radio station and shit with the
code?
the codes and shit like that. That was shocking. Like he came.
Who would have
up with
known? A
that idea.
sword
That was
swallower could do
Tess,
that.
bro.
5-star, what's your question?
You stupid.
I was gonna ask E-Man, how is it that he says he likes the episode more than 2, but he had his eyes covered for 90% of the episode?
I had my eyes covered from the gay situations when they were having sex and they were kissing.
That's pretty much
I watched
90% of the episode.
No,
It wasn't 90%. It was more like 30.
I
But
watched the episodes, bro, but I did not watch that. Like I don't get down like that. I don't watch Brokeback. I never watched Brokeback Mountain. I never
almost
forget.
did.
I never forget when the
You never watched that movie?
What the fuck? No, bro. I never forget.
It's a really good movie.
I never forget when I was talking to this female and I used to see the stories on this fucking shit and she was sitting there like, oh yeah, we sitting there laying in the bed together. She put down, she was like, yeah. I'm like, oh shit, yeah. That nigga said, hey, let me do you.
I got a question. Did you watch it for you?
Out of here. She like,
Yo, he be
fuck
acting
you.
like that shit is a
I'm outta
personal
here.
attack on him,
As
bro.
soon as I hear that shit, I'm gone, bro. The fuck is this? Them niggas try. Nah, bro. That's out.
hey, I ain't never seen it either, bro.
That's out, bro.
Yeah.
That's out. I just don't
never
get
did
on
that.
like that, bro. And then
This one, this man saw Euphoria.
who? I never seen Euphoria. Haven't.
Okay. This makes all right.
I haven't
He's
watched
being
it.
coherent. He's being congruent to what he's talking about.
No, I
Let's make
haven't.
sure.
I never seen it.
Yeah,
Jody
remind
told
me
me
of
about it.
Deliverance.
Jody told me about it.
Ding, ding, ding,
Bobo
ding,
told me
ding,
about
ding,
it.
ding.
Hey,
I haven't watched it.
let's go ahead and wrap this shit up.
Would you say though
Hey.
you're comfortable with your sexuality though?
He's very comfortable with sexuality. He said that at the beginning of the stream. Thank you everybody for chiming in, man, and giving your input on this amazing episode. We're gonna go around the horn and give it a grade. Sal Award, you go first.
I give it an A+. However, this is the second week that I can't see rewatchability. I don't need to see it again. Remember I asked you the first week, could you watch it again? I don't think I will. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But it's not like Game of Thrones where I'll go back and watch it again.
I don't rewatch Game of. Wait, you talking about Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon?
Game of rewatchability. Some episodes I can't get enough. Monday night I'll be watching it all over again.
Are we talking about House of the Dragon, which we watched a couple months ago, or are you talking about Game of Thrones from years ago?
I'm talking about Game of Thrones that had rewatchability.
Absolutely. House of the Dragon, no. I'm with you, bro. The rewatchability is probably not there, but it was an amazing, beautiful story. I loved it. It's the best of the freaking show. I'm in love with the show. The show's breaking barriers, and I'm rooting for it, bro. HBO's popping. That actor was amazing. Both of the gay actors were great, but the tough hillbilly one was even more amazing, man. I loved everything that was here. It was beautiful. I cried. Those of you guys who are patrons, you will be able to see that. Try to hide it, but it is what it is, bro. Emotion just gotta let that shit flow sometime, bro. So I give this episode an A+, best of the goddamn season. E-Man, you up?
Jody said dry eyes, and his eyes was not dry.
They weren't.
No.
Besides of the wild shit, bro, this episode was it was very interesting. Like I said, I learned a lot of new stuff about
Sexuality?
No, fuck that, bro. Don't put that shit on me on that. Fuck, I can't even say it's A, bro. It's a movie. That's it. Yeah, fuck, god damn.
I think you really gay,
uncomfortable.
Bro. I hate my nigga. I think you really gay. I think you like men.
You ain't comfortable.
Hey, bro, if I really took it there with you, let me go all the way.
I don't get what a lot of y'all. I know, like we going. I don't get what a lot of y'all talk about sexuality and you comfortable with your own. I'm comfortable with myself. I love women and women alone. I think when I see a gay woman, I literally say, "Damn, all that's going to waste." I love beautiful women.
Hey, Bolden B's in the chat.
You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect, Bolden B.
Well, in Bolden B's defense, she's bi.
I like women.
So you still have a chance.
So when I see men talking about they can sit there watching other men do something, I think something's wrong with that man watching that shit.
There you go.
That's my opinion.
Thank you guys so very much for watching. Shout out to the Discord. Y'all tight. It's lit, bro. I'll see you guys next week for episode 4. Man, what treats do they have in store for us? Find out. Subscribe. Join the membership gang. Join Patreon. It allows me to pay the bills, bro.